All right, so this video is going to cover 4-1 notes. So starting off with inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning is the process of reaching a conclusion based on specific examples. Oops. A conjecture is an educated guess based on available evidence.
Are you filming yet?
Yes, I am.
Huh?
Yeah, I am.
Huh?
Yes.
Ask you something.
An educated guess based on available evidence. A counterexample proves your conjecture is false. So for example, if my conjecture is saying everyone that lives in the Keys is relaxed and laid back, well, that's my conjecture, that's my educated guess. But if I go and I find one person that is uptight and is not laid back and relaxed, that lives in the Keys, boom, that would be my counterexample that proves that my conjecture is false. So next, deductive reasoning is the process of reaching a conclusion based on known principles or rules. So here the big thing is we have inductive and we have deductive reasoning. For inductive reasoning, the main thing is it's based on specific examples. And whereas deductive reasoning is based off of known principles or rules. We'll see this a little bit more in a second. And then lastly, we have an arbitrary number. Oops. And an arbitrary number is a symbol that represents all possible values. So for example, whenever we have an equation we're trying to solve for x is an arbitrary number. It's just a symbol that represents all possible values that x equals. All right, so let's go back let's do some examples. So the inductive and deductive reasoning. So it says a tourist who visited Key West met a number of people from the Keys who were all relaxed and laid back. The tourist concluded that all people living in the Keys and Key West are laid back and relaxed. This conclusion was reached by, so we either have inductive reasoning or we have deductive reasoning. Those are our two options. So they seen people that were relaxed and laid back. They met a number of people. So these are specific examples. So because it is specific examples, it is going to be inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning, because it is based on specific examples. Next example, the syllabus states that any final average between 80 and 90 will result in a B. So if you get a 78 on a final exam and my overall grade is going to be 80.1%, I will get a B. This conclusion was reached by. Here I don't have specific examples. It is a known rule. It is a known principle. It states on the syllabus that anything between 80 and 90 is going to be a B. So because it's a known rule, a known principle, it is going to be deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning based on known rule that was stated in the syllabus. So those are our two types of reasoning. So with different reasonings, we also have patterns. So looking at patterns, we can come up with the next example. So looking at two of these patterns, it says the sequence of figures shows a pattern. If the pattern repeats, how many small squares will be in figure 4? So looking at figure 1, I'm counting, I see that there are 5 squares. Looking at figure 2, we have 10. Looking at figure 3, we have 15. So I notice that each time we're adding on another column, another group of 5 of these squares. So for figure 4, we're going to have our original 3 squares of 5. So that's just figure 3. And then now we are going to add on another row of 5. So that means in total we are going to have, for figure 4, we are going to have 20 squares. 20 small squares. Same thing for number 2. The sequence of figures shows a pattern. The pattern repeats, how many small squares are going to be in figure 4. So looking at figure 1, looks like there's 3 squares. Looking at figure 2, there's 8. Looking at figure 3, there's 15. So I see each time we're going to add on this top row. So looking at, let's redraw figure 3. Then I have the same 3, adding 1 on each end. And then I have the same 5, adding 1 on each end. So then if I have my next figure, I'm going to have the same 7, adding 1 on each end. So adding all of this up, my figure 4 will have, if I add this all up, 24 small squares. And that is all 4.1 notes.